I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am.
Is that ready? Oh,
we're live.
We're really shocking. Anyway, once
I
again.
I love shocking you.
Yeah, you do.
It's my favorite.
I'm worn out. It's Thursday. I got to struggle to get to the finish line tomorrow.
Are you on the struggle bus?
The struggle bus.
I know a place that can help you.
I can't drive it though. Right off the cliff.
Okay. Anyways, this is Randy Weckerly.
This is Kieran Tapp, and we're coming to you live from southern Wisconsin, but we're going to be featuring a great destination today. So before we tell you that, as you're watching this, tell us where you're coming from, because we're going to have some great travel points and some great travel ideas in our upcoming interview down in Key West.
Woohoo!
And it's all about drinking rum, Miss Kira, because you know what today is?
Rum Day!
And who told me that? Miss Kira.
I did. I heard it on the news today, and I was like,
you know,
I want a pina colada.
There's a lot of big birthdays today, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madonna.
Madonna turned 60.
Yeah, and Betty White.
No, her birthday's in January.
Well, I think she just celebrates all year.
She's quite a character.
There's a celebration in Memphis going on today.
Elvis,
that's not his birthday. Sort of the opposite of that.
I mean, that's sad, but we love Elvis.
But they're playing music all day. And but anyway, being more featured, I want to say our prayers to Aretha.
Yes.
She's
sad day.
Celebrating with Elvis now. Would you like to be in that concert today? Up in the pearly skies,
yes.
You know, and there's a lot of things going on for that. I've always visioned what it's like, and you've got, you know, people when they go in, they go, welcome in. Okay, you want to sing? I'll play, and you know, let's go and celebrate what's going on. So
there's a great number of musicians and entertainers that are
and golfers and actors and
you know,
comic people, you know. So
you wonder if the mob bosses are up there. I don't think so.
Not going to sort that out. There's not enough rum in the world. That went down a path, a real dark path. You know, Ernest Hemingway is he had some situations that he spent quite a bit of time down in Key West. Did you know that?
I did. I know it. I know that you can visit his house.
Yeah.
Right? You can visit his house.
Yeah, and you could see why he was a writer down there. It really
I've never been to Key West, so I couldn't tell you.
It has a really cool, interesting feel to it. And when I was down there, and of course, everybody thinks that Florida is having its troubles, that Key West isn't open for business.
It is open.
It is very open. Irma went on. Okay, they passed on. She got out of the way, and they've cleaned up, and they're open for business. Absolutely, 100%. So
I cannot wait to go and visit Key West.
Yep, and all we're waiting for is our wonderful guest going to be leaving a comment here hopefully in a minute, and we'll bring her on, and we'll see where it goes from there.
See if we can choose. Nope, we can't.
Nope, we have nothing that's going on there. That's what's interesting about working with our guests.
Why does my phone... Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
My fingers are not... They need to get trimmed.
I thought you were gonna get a...
What?
Aren't you going to get a manicure today?
Yes, I was.
Yeah? What happened to that?
Went out the window.
What happened to that?
I mean, I could, but...
Well, we're going to
maybe tomorrow I will.
Are you going to be on the Links Libations show this afternoon?
That's what I'm told.
I know. We got to talk to Miss Kira for almost a full 2 segments.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just one.
No, you're going to be on for full 2 segments.
Wow.
And the young, little Timmy.
Little Timmy.
25 years on the radio experience, but he's still little to me. And Uncle Randy coming to you live and in living color on our podcast.
On the spectrum.
And then tomorrow we got Dave Trevolino coming from Atlanta.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. He has that thing going on. He's on vacation, remember?
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
And we're doing a podcast.
We are?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing a podcast.
I thought that he said he couldn't.
No, we're not doing it live like this. We're doing a podcast.
Oh, okay.
He's actually with relatives.
Oh.
I think he has relatives down there. I think he's going to a wedding. Anyway, Dave Trevolino, the head chef of the PGA Tour, out of Avalon on Potomac, TPC.
Yep.
He comes with us every Friday, and coming on this Christmas, he's going to be serving sailors. So you don't think we're diverse here at Links and Libations?
Not at all.
Let's let a little cat out of the bag. In addition to
now.
Where is the job description? I'm just looking for my job description.
Mine, I don't know what mine is anymore.
Anyway, we're gonna end this. I'm not gonna go into it. Tune in later. We're gonna do another FaceTime, Facebook Live, So I came up with something cool the other day. She's talking about Snapchat the other day. Okay, I never got into Snapchat. I don't hate all social media, but I was not going to get into Snapchat. So I heard Snapchat was, going down the drain.
Yeah, well, it is.
And I said, I just get angry at people. I'm going to call mine Slapchat. Just bam, call them up, get them on the phone. Here's the picture. Bam, Slapchat. I don't like you either, but love everybody. It's just Thursday. No, we're going to be going to Hawaii. We got a whole cool thing we're going to be announcing later today. Hopefully. If not today, it'll be on Monday.
Yes.
Anything else you'd like to tell them we're not going to tell them?
It is Venetian Fest here at Lake Geneva.
Yes, all you down there in Key West, hurry up here to southern Wisconsin. You get to eat cheese curds so you can't stand yourself. You know what I found featured yesterday? Did you ever watch that show, Mystery at the Museum?
Never watched it.
It's on every Sunday. You got to tune in. It's a guy's show.
Why is it? I'm not a guy.
You're probably not going to watch it.
It probably won't.
It's one of those things that guys watch. Anyway, they featured last night, those cheese puffs that we eat? Cheese curl?
Yeah. The cheese or the corn puffs. Not corn puffs.
No, they're
cheese
like...
puffs. They're like...
in a bag. They're real light and full of cheese?
Yes.
They were invented by mistake.
What?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
In Beloit.
Really?
Yeah.
just a 45-minute drive from here.
It was a guy that was working at Purina.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and this is copyrighted. Go to Mysteries at the Museum because they had it on last night. Just fascinating. We live about 20 minutes from Beloit.
No, we live about a half an hour.
But Beloit has Frito-Lay factory.
Yes.
But back in the 1870s or 80s, back in then, they were doing dog food. And they were processing corn for dog food. And anyway, the machine sort of got caught up in whatever food they were putting in there for the... It didn't come out right. It came out in a tube. And it's this white, mushy tube.
Yeah.
So he packs it all up, and it was like in a ribbon, okay? And he packs it all up, and he takes it home to his wife. So it looked like a very thin pretzel, all white, and honestly it looked disgusting, seriously. So they decided, well, that's interesting. It's got real food in it. Let's deep fry it. So we're in Wisconsin. What else better would they do, right? So they deep fry it, and they go, well, that's a little bland, but, here in Wisconsin, what's the one thing that we have an enormous amount of?
Cheese.
There you go.
And that's what happened.
And that's what he did.
Trish is here. Woohoo!
There you go. All right, let's
bring her on.
Trish. Yeah, here from Key West, Trish, she's coming in.
She's coming in.
Yeah,
we can't wait.
No, not at all. She probably ran for the hills when we started talking about corn puffs. Yes,
no.
Without question.
Hey! How are you?
Hold on just a minute, Trish. We got a...
let's see. Can we hear you? Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Just lightly. Is your volume not up all the way?
Let's check it and see, guys.
Okay.
I think
Hold on just a minute, Trish. I'm going to put on another little connector.
Right, it's right.
Yeah.
Give us just a second.
10 seconds.
No problem.
Well, we can hear you there.
That's good.
An earthquake here in Wisconsin. Hold on just a minute.
Oh, now we can hear you.
Can you hear
There
me?
you go.
How are you?
I am well. Come on. I'm in Key West.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And we're making rum. It can't get much better than this.
All
And
right.
it's rum day. And rum day.
It's National Rum Day. Yes. Speaking of, I'm raising my glass
Yes.
to toast the two of you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That you will have a Papa's Care package coming to you very soon with lots of
Sweet.
Papa's.
Okay. This young girl right here, we have to sort it out. She needs a couple days off. She's been,
I will definitely enjoy it.
Yeah. Rum is one of our favorites. Yeah, it's what can go wrong with rum? Not much of anything. So anyway, tell us the story now that we have you here. Well, first of all, let's remind everybody. Please tell us when you see this, where you're coming from, and all of you have to leave a note that y'all have to attest to this one fact: Key West is open for business. They're
Key
ready
West
to go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely
And
open
if
for
you've
business.
been there. And
Yes.
if you've been there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are so proud to say that we are Hemingway Rum Company, makers of this lovely, here, let's do better, Papa's Pilar Rum. There you go.
Wow. Wow, that looks rich.
That is our flagship dark, and it is
Yeah.
delicious. It's a blend of 7 different rums. The oldest is over 20 years old.
Oh
And
my
then,
gosh.
of course, we have our delicious Papa's Blonde.
Mm.
Ooh.
And our Papa's Blonde is a blend of 5 different rums. The oldest is over 5 years old.
Wow.
Okay, so let's just back up just for a minute. So you're using this terminology, Papas. So I'm going to let you explain
Papa's
how
Pilar.
the term Papa came in, where the Papa came from.
It's a great story. So when we started the brand, which we started about 6 years ago now, a little over 6 years ago, we started in a handful of states, like 5 states. We're now in 37.
Wow.
And we wanted to create a rum because at the time, research showed that rum was going to resurge. It was going to come back and capture some of the market. As you know, that tequila and some of those other lovely spirits kind of took away a little bit. And it's proven to be true. So at that point in time, we had just finished a wonderful spirit that you might know called Angel's Envy. So
Right.
we sold that to Bacardi, and basically kind of had so much fun doing it, we wanted to do something else. At that very same time, the family was watching us. There was a connection with one of our founding fathers, and they came to us and said, we heard you might be thinking about doing a rum spirit, and we heard you might be doing something in Key West. Basically, is this happening? To which we said, yes, we'd love to do that. We'd love to partner up. They have been with us since the very beginning, the Hemingway family.
Wow.
So the name of our company is Hemingway Rum Company. But then we decided you create this great product, as you know, and then you want to say, well, what do we name the product?
Right.
So we thought about it. We thought, well, here it is. We're created this artisan crafted, premium, ultra premium sipping rum after a man that was the world's greatest adventurer. So thinking about that, it made sense. Why not call it after the man himself? So Papa happens to be the nickname of Ernest Hemingway, and most people know it. But fun story, he named himself that. He gave
himself,
right?
Yeah.
He was the kind of guy that loved to give nicknames to people. So he named himself Papa while he was very young, actually, only 27, living in Paris at that time. So by the time they moved to Key West, he considered that that's what everyone should call him. And his close friends, or after meeting you a few times, if we walked up to him at the famous Sloppy Joe's bar and said, hey, Mr. Hemingway, how are you today? He might turn and look and say, you know what, call me Papa.
Yeah,
So
nice.
there Papa came from. Now, of course, Pilar was the name of his very famous boat. A lot of people know that. That was his muse in life. But it also was the nickname, the pet name he gave to his second wife, Pauline. Pauline is his second wife that lived in Key West with him. So like most men, he named the boat after the love of his life at the time. So he named the boat Pilar. And the boat, as I said, it became his muse, truly. He spent a great deal of time on the boat doing all kinds of deep sea fishing. He loved to do that, and he did. Of course, he rode on the boat as well. So it just made sense to us to call our delicious, unbelievable, award-winning rum Papa's Pilar.
Yeah,
So
I appreciate that.
Papa's Pilar came from.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that story. I'm not sure Kira would know that at her age, but certainly the older group would know that Papa was,
I did not know that.
Papa Hemingway, and I'm glad you
Papa.
memorialized that. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, so
Now,
tell us not. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Randy.
No, being down at Key West, it's just a very different culture. I mean, people are enthused about it. It takes about 5 minutes to walk from east to west. If you're at a good pace and you're downtown, it's it's very small, but it's very, very interesting. As I said, I was there about 2 years ago, and I fell in love with it. I'd never been there before. That was great.
Wow. Did you happen to stop by the distillery? Well, it was 2 years ago, so we were under construction then.
I did one of your competitors down there. Paul Menta,
Yes.
We spent ate at his restaurant a few times, and we went in there, and then Danny DeFabio, who has a cigar factory downtown, got to know Danny and his grandmother and his whole story. And
Yeah, Roger.
we stayed at the Gate. Yeah, stayed at the Gates Hotel. They were our people putting it up, but we rode bikes, to see it up close from the gates. We went over to, and I can't remember, what's that harbor, if you go down to the end of Route 1 and you take a left, you go to the left and what's that area down there called in Key West? Because it got some really interesting.
You've got the historic seaport, which has been around forever, where you've got some of the very old, like Schooner's Wharf, you probably went there, and Half Shell Raw Bar, and Pepe's Restaurant, which Pepe's is actually the oldest restaurant on the island, and one of key supporters of ours. Yeah, they're a Papa partner, and they make us proud every day, for sure.
Yeah, we visited with some of the craft artists in there. There's a little area, drank some great Cuban coffee in one of the restaurants. Can't even remember.
Cuban coffee queen.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Until you drink it, you don't know it, but it's awesome.
I've had it once.
And you were up for 3 days after you had it.
Yeah, well, I still haven't gone to bed.
Now, what's great, guys? The next time you come down, you said you fell in love with Key West, so I'm assuming you're going to come down again. You'll be able to come to the distillery. We're open. Yeah. We're making rum. Awesome. And we give these fabulous guided tours. And they take about 30 minutes. They're entertaining. They're fun. They're interactive. You get to see all kinds of things, from the history of rum making to how we make it here. And many times, like today, for example, the rum makers are making rum. So if you come in today as a tourist off the street, the first thing that one of the staff is, and one of the team's going to say is, welcome. Guess what? The rum makers are here and we're making rum today. And there's nothing more exciting than walking into the distillery and watching the rum run right off the tail box.
It's great. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Brother of mine built a large distillery in Wisconsin. So I got my, one of the largest actually. And he sold that shortly thereafter, but I spent about 3 years listening to him talk about building a distillery. So that's how I got, my interest in it, and then formed the Distillery Channel. So we know the aromas that flow and things that, that's what we do. We just enjoy and visiting with people, because you're all passionate, you're all friendly, certainly enthusiastic. So when today's rum day, are you putting a lot in barrels and aging it, or what's your game plan with that?
We call it our Solera barrel wall, and that's our system. And it's been around for hundreds of years because it came from winemakers, and they use the barrels in a significant way. And we use almost a waterfall system where we use particular barrels. So we use some bourbon barrels, we use sherry casks, and we use port barrels. And the rum, after our rum maker makes fresh rum, he puts it into the top 2 barrels, which are the bourbon barrels. And then when he feels it's ready, and these guys are unbelievable because they have such exquisite palates. They can taste it, they can smell it, and they can decide when it's time to move it from the bourbon barrel down to the next row of barrels. Yeah. And in the case of our blonde, it goes from the bourbon barrels into the sherry casks. In the case of our dark, it goes through those 2 as well as port barrels that we get from Portugal. Yeah. So that's kind of a unique system for us. But yes, at this point in time, if you were to walk in today, Randy, all the barrels are filled that are in the distillery right now, which is exciting.
That is. That's very exciting. Awesome. So you're getting port barrels. So you're taking barrels that have had port in them. So is that what you're doing you say from Portugal? Where are you getting those barrels?
We source them from different places. Bourbon barrels, obviously we're sourcing. We have a lot of great partners in the Kentucky bourbon industry. Right. In fact, our master distiller is
Okay.
from a long line of bourbon makers, Ron
Okay.
Call.
Okay.
And our sherry casks we get from they're from Spain, Oloroso, Spain. And our
Wow.
port barrels, yeah, from Portugal. So
Wow.
they have their specific sources that we source from to bring those barrels in. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
so
they're
cool.
wonderful.
Yeah.
There's nothing
So,
like watching rum into a barrel
yeah. So
after
when
it
you get
runs
done
out.
when you get done with those barrels, are you done with them, or what do you do with those at that point in time? Are they had their useful life?
Yeah, that's a good question. People always ask us, tourists ask that all the time because there's so many guests in here day in and day out. They'll say, how long does a barrel last? And it really depends. In our case, because we're so young, we really just celebrated our first year anniversary. So much affects it: temperature, humidity, all those things. If we find that a barrel's not producing the way we want it to, they can do what that's called recharging it or recouping it, where they try to do, the rum makers will try to do that. If it doesn't work, then you're right. Then it's time to say, hey, the barrel's not providing what we want from it. So it's time to retire it, so to speak.
Yeah.
And we've got plenty of uses for it.
Right.
From displays to actually making them functional. We do a lot of cool things. We've cut our barrels up and make staves, which people can use, especially the craft cocktail specialists love to use that. Smoke a glass, smoke up a glass, something like that. And it's great because right here we have our own gift shop. So if we create something like that, we can sell it right here in our gift shop, which we affectionately call it the trading post. That's
Cool.
the name of our little
So
store.
how many items do you guys have in your trading post?
That is an excellent question, and one just talking about today. If we were to count up all the individual items, we have over 75 different items right now.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and continuing to grow. We carry a lot of unique merchandise. Our goal for this whole place was to be something really different, something unique, something more artisan crafted. So when you come into the gift shop, which is right next to the distillery, right, part of the same old building, you're not going to walk in like a normal kind of souvenir shop. It's not that at all, but more higher end, a lot of different types of things that you're not going to find everywhere. And including one of the things that we also do is we like to, we have some of our local artists might display some of their wares. We partner with so many people. There's a great musician, in fact, and he's well known, not just here locally in the Keys, but all over the country. His name is Howard Livingston. And he is a great partner of Papa's, and he has his CDs that we sell here. We also obviously a couple books. Since Papa was a writer, it's important. We always say Papa would be proud because we kind of cultivate that. We promote the local artisans here down in Key West, and we have several authors, and we're proud to feature their books here. From John Cunningham, who does a series of books that are all centered around Key West, which are all adventure type books. Buck Riley, in fact, is the name, to Phil Green, which is a great partner of Papa's Pilar. And Phil Green, of course, has done many books. He's working on one that's coming out shortly, but he pays tribute to Papa to have another cocktail. So just in everything we do, like the brand, we try to make sure that there's a story behind it. There's a unique thread that you, as the visitor, when you're coming in, might look at it and say, wow, that's something I'm not going to forget, from the experience that you'll have to the merchandise you take home. And of course, the rum.
I was going to say, I know that you said there's a story behind your distillery. I really want to know about the historic backstory.
Oh, okay. Besides the brand that we touched on, there's a cool story behind the building itself. And I know you guys talk to so many people, and a lot of times you're into those old buildings and where they're housed and why we chose this place. So like I said, when the brand started, about 6 years ago, this place did not exist as far as us being here. The building did, but the distillery wasn't here. But it's always been part of the plan to have this great facility in Key West. So we searched diligently, trying to find a place down here on the island. And you've been here, so you know the island's only 2x4.
Right, I know.
Little tiny place.
Tiny, tiny.
To come across this great old building that was originally built to be a tobacco warehouse by the Curry family, which is a very old family, old island family. They've been down here for a few hundred years, actually, and the legacy continues. And the fun part of the story, the building was built in 1878 by Irish bricklayers and built to house tobacco, because the history of Key West in the late 1800s, the #1 gross national product happened to be cigar rolling.
Yeah.
So they had all these little cigar rolling factories everywhere, which if you walked around, you probably saw a couple.
Right, yep.
Cool story. Fun fact, in its heyday, there were over 220 cigar rolling factories on this little 2x4 island.
That's something. That's
Wow.
I know, it's crazy to think about. And the island, as you know, is a giant piece of coral rock, basically. That's why we call ourselves the Rock. So we can't grow tobacco here. However, there's many friendly neighbors not too far away, and newly friendly neighbors such as Cuba itself, and then you the Dominican and Nicaragua. So all this tobacco would come in from those different places. It would ship in on the boats, and it would be housed in this building, which is kind of cool. Another interesting fact, and you said you met Danny from Rodriguez Cigars, Randy?
Yeah.
So Danny is the one that taught me a great deal about the history and how the building tied into it all. Yeah. And I didn't realize, we always said the building, and when you're down here again, you'll see, was built like a fortress.
Right.
Well, some of the exterior walls are literally like 7 rows deep of brick.
Yeah.
They built tobacco warehouses. They engineered them the same way they engineered national banks at the time. So they figured out what it would take to dynamite through and built it a little bit further beyond that specification. Protected. True story.
Wow.
For about 15 years. So it was completely empty in the city, and the city wanted something special to go in here. They didn't just want a CVS. No offense to our drugstore, retailers out there, but they wanted something unique. So when we approached everybody and said, hey, here's what we're thinking, here's our plan for this place, is to have it be this great working distillery, to have it be a tourist attraction where people can come in and see history of rum, history of the building, Key West, and of course the Hemingway family, stories behind the family. And then also the gift shop. So when we presented all that, the city was like, we love the idea.
That's great.
The rest is history. We're in this fabulous old building that just, again, has a story in itself.
Well, once again, everybody, Florida is open for business. Key West is open for business.
And Papa's, our rum distillery, is definitely open for business, and would love to have everybody come down. You know what? In fact, Randy, here, what I'd like to say is, any of our Facebook friends out there that might be listening to this live post right now, mention it. Mention either of you, mention the publication when you come in, and you'll get a complimentary distillery tour.
Oh, that'd be awesome. What we'll do is we'll send you the links to this so you can put it on your Facebook page. Right?
Would love to. Would love to.
And then we'll send you the links every month to, we got our new August Links Libations magazine coming out. Okay. We also want to know who your friends are down there that support you in business. And because we know that when our golfers come down, our visitors come down, golfers golf, then they sip. But when they come to Key West, they might go fish. They might go fishing, they might
might have a glass of rum or
they
2
might
or
have
7.
or spend all day and forget the golfing. Best part about golfing.
It helps them. Doesn't it help them hit the ball better if they have like?
Yeah, it helps them forget. Helps them forget, actually. Yeah, Yeah, golfers up here true in my golf bag is that when your golf game goes south, you keep a little miniature fishing rod because every course has some little ponds on it. So golfers, golf, then they fish, and then they sip, and then they sip again, and then they sip again. But they come in droves, and literally, that's our magazine. We have a big position in the world of golf with the guys you see on TV and the big companies and golf travel worldwide. Great writers for the magazine. They stretch from South Africa to Australia now. And but we've got 3 down in Florida that we'll be giving you a call to write some great articles along with myself and Kira. But we're going to evolve Key West very fully.
We would love that. We would love that. And you know what, Randy, you happened to mention earlier, Kira, you said it's National Rum Day, which it is.
Yes.
And you just said, we want to know who your partners are. And we put together kind of a fun event, not just here at the distillery during the day, but later on tonight. One of our key partners, in fact, they were one of the very first people to carry Papa's, is called, of course, you'll smile at the name, the Rum Bar. The Rum Bar is located on Duval Street at towards the southern end of Duval, and they actually opened 10 years ago on this very day. So they opened the bar on National Rum Day, of course. Yeah. So we're going to be doing a great birthday party there later on today, where Papa's will be there, and they are actually featuring one other sneak peek to give you, and this might be in your care package, but let me show you this. This is our new Papa's Pilar. This is a platinum blonde, we're calling it. Ooh. This is an overproofed 92 proof.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow. That's awesome.
Sit back on that.
Brand new. Brand new. So Rum Bar is featuring, and you'll laugh, the name of this is that they're featuring today is Papa's Hot Mama.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So,
who is that after? Who is the hot mama?
Who's the hot mama? They're considering the platinum blonde to be a female persuasion.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
And another fun fact: Papa loved blondes.
Yeah.
Well,
so much so that his second wife Pauline dyed her hair when they lived down here in Key West.
Yeah.
Just to be a blonde. So there's another fun.
Well, blondes have more fun.
Well, we're going to give you a call right when this is done. Couple things and couple ideas we don't want to share with the public because they're too good, and we can bring to people are going to have to get in touch with you. And but once again, Tricia, it's been a delight. We'll send you a link to this. We want you to send the weekly updates. Kira and I are going to do the update show every Monday. Yep. So the more you send, the more time you get because. Again, we've got great, our magazine's loaded with great sponsors, advertisers that support us. And then your local people, we have a marketing. So we want to create a great marketing plan. From, the snowbirds get, 3 weeks from now, we could have a little touch of that frost where we live. We ain't going to do it again. We're coming south until she sees that candy striped pole. And it's, down there at the end of the beach. And I want to take her to that little beach. It's one of my most favorite places, just a tiny little beach over by the hotel. I can't remember if it was a Westin.
The one, Simonton Beach, probably.
Yes, yeah. And I enjoyed spending my time, and maybe if we had a bottle of rum or two, we wouldn't have to, have to move. But
rum makes everything better.
Well, we've got a great team. We don't have Kira, as I said, the work wife that's been assigned to me, and we'll bring Joanne down and. They just sort of corral me. So, it's a lot of fun. But anyway, you're a delight. We'll give you a call just a minute. But anyway, Tricia has been with us virtually.
Yes.
The extended version of Links and Libations phase. Yeah, it's good. We really
so much.
appreciate it. All right. Well, we got to do it again. We'll do a lot of it. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Sounds good.
When you guys come down here, we'll definitely get together and have some fun and show you this beautiful distillery.
All right, it'll be great. All right,
and maybe it'll be when we're bottling, and we'll get you back on the bottling line.
Hey, I'm all for that.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. It'll be good. I will tell you some stories. We'll give you a call just shortly. Talk to you later. Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Have a good one, Trish.
Cheers.
Happy Rum Day.
Happy National Rum Day. Bye-bye.